Hello and welcome to the Talking with the Experts online business summit. Get ready to gain invaluable insights from industry leaders, uncover innovative strategies and elevate your business to new heights. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a startup founder or a seasoned professional, this summit is designed for you. Let's unlock your full potential and drive your success. Stay tuned for an exciting lineup of experts ready to share their secrets. Let's get started. Unlock purpose-driven success with Leanne Clune. Discover how to live your legacy now by aligning your business with your true purpose. Now I'd like to introduce you to Leanne Clune. And Leanne, we'll get to this. She's just released a book on Friday, so I'll get her to talk a little bit about that. But Leanne is a wealth strategist. She's a business legacy coach, an international best-selling author and publisher at Radiant Books. Her true purpose is to empower business owners to unleash their inner genius and put them and their business on the world stage. She does this via an array of groundbreaking programs she has developed in her Live Your Legacy Now programs. Leanne, please join us.
Thank you, Rose. I'm so excited to be here today with you.
It's lovely to see you. I'm really excited for your book launch on Friday. How did it go?
We had an amazing book launch. Thank you, Rose. It was incredible. And as what happened with my first book, amazingly, sorry, I've got a bit of a cough. Amazingly, we got #1 bestseller in Australia before we even launched. Now, this happened with my first book. And I don't know what it is, if it's the collective intention or what it is, but or messaging each other and something out of the shower and saying, "Am I reading this right? Are we at #1 already?" And we were.
Yeah, I knew
So
you were giving the
we had
book
a
away
great
for
day. We
transfer
celebrated.
time.
Yes, we gave, and actually we still have the electronic book for free. So I can send you the links, Rose, if you want to send them out.
That would be
It's for
great.
free for the next few days. If anyone wants to grab a copy of the Kindle book, it's called Legacy Business Builders, Co-Creating a Life on Purpose. And what we did with this book, Rose, is we got 11 established entrepreneurs who have what we call a legacy business. So a legacy business, according to our description, is an extension of their purpose put out in the world in a big way. And what we did was, when we facilitated the chapters and the writing of the chapters, we got the authors to go back to their childhood. We did a trademark process called Finding Gold, and that's from one of my authors, Gareth Benson. And what it does is it goes back to your childhood, and he runs a process and he discovers what your true purpose is in this lifetime, from going back to stories and storytelling as a child. And it was a really fascinating process. And all us authors, we remembered so many of our childhood stories and how they relate to our businesses now, which is really fascinating. It's something that is not really talked about out there in the business world.
No.
And for example, for myself, there are a few things that came up. When I was a young child, I used to get on my bike and round up the neighborhood. Used to yell out to them, no mobile phones then. Yell out, to the ones that I wanted to come and play with. And we'd all ride our bikes and we'd meet at the local park, and we had a big tree house. And so we'd go up the tree house, and so I would collect and congregate this community every night and on the weekends. And, Gareth said to me, "And what are you doing now, Leanne, with these book projects?" you're bringing together community. And we did we even called my training sessions, we nicknamed them the Cubby House, because that's what it was like. We were in the Cubby House and I was training them how to write their chapter.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and another one that really came out, which I remembered during the whole process, was when I was at school, I was always the little counselor. So people would come to me if they had any issues, and they'd just seek me out to chat, to vent. And I always kind of knew what to say to them because I took myself out of the picture, and I'd just give them some words of wisdom. And what happened was, I'd be sitting there at lunch or whatever with my group of friends, and someone would come over and say, "Hey, Leanne, can I talk to you?" And I knew that they'd want a counselling session. And so I'd take them over to another patch of the Oval, which was like my office on the school Oval, my private consultation room. And I'd talk to them, I'd just let them vent, Rose, and there was no judgment. There was never any judgment. And I'd listen, and I would just kind of really intuitively stream, answers to them or suggestions. And then they would go their own way. They'd say, "Thank you." They'd go their own way. I'd go back to my friends, and I wouldn't talk about it again. It would just go. And in my late 20s, I started a financial advice business. And it was very much like the school Oval, I can tell you. So, adults would come in with their financial problems and just blah. And they knew that I was never going to say anything. It was, the parallels are absolutely incredible. I'd fix up their finances and off they'd go, and they might come back later. So we went through this process for all of the authors, and it was just absolutely fascinating. It's an incredible read, going back and starting at their childhood and what they naturally did as children. And they're their superpowers, right? And when you use your superpowers in business, I believe you become unlimited.
Yeah, I think what you are in as a child, often is how you are as an adult. So if you're a giving person as a child, you're more likely to be a giving person as an adult, and in that that creates the I guess part of your purpose in life.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I look at my children as well. And as I was publishing this book, my eldest child, Bailey Clune, he was always a very theatrical child. So he was always dancing around the house. He was, our lounge room would be transformed into a stage most nights and all weekends. And, he would be saying, "Get backstage," and he would be directing us. And he was in America on America's Got Talent in the grand finals while I was publishing this book.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So he was with a group of 30 dancers from Sydney, his dance studio, Brent Street. And, it was just incredible to witness his trajectory. And he's only 19, Rose. So, he's
A long way to go. Yeah,
on his path. Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. Now tell me, what is a legacy business, Leanne?
Yeah, so we define a legacy business as one that is where the owner is on their true purpose path. So they're using their superpowers and they're expressing them into the world through their legacy business. So, for example, I'll talk about one of my authors, Jason Greenwood, in my book. And Jason has a a very successful cosmetic company called Rococo Botanicals, and it's a multi-million-dollar company exporting all over the world, based here in Australia. Now, Jacene was, when she was a little girl, she used to be obsessed with ingredients of things. So she would study cereal boxes and she'd be like, what's in everything? She was like really obsessed with that. She turned out to be a formulation queen. Like, that's her genius. She is a chemist and formulates all of her cosmetics and skincare range. So, of course, it's all about what's in things and how do they mix together. It was always in her, right? It was always in her from when she was a child. It was coming out as her reading cereal boxes and creating things. And she was always also very entrepreneurial. So it's not so much about, yes, a lot of people hear the word legacy and they think, oh, generational wealth and stuff like that. But it's not always that, Rose. Like, we feel the most important thing is that the owner is on their purpose path and they're making an impact in the world from using their inner greatness and their superpowers.
Heaps of sense. Absolutely
Yeah.
heaps of sense. Yeah. I used to love writing stories and I used to love writing plays. And I used to get all the kids together and we'd put on a play at assembly. And, I was the director and the producer, so I was a bit bossy.
Oh my gosh, see, and now you do the podcast. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
So
you're hosting them.
that's it. So the power of collaboration in conscious legacy businesses.
Yeah.
With we all rise together as a group, but how can we get this group together?
What do you mean? How did I get it together?
Yeah, well, yeah. So we use the power of collaboration to
Yeah.
to bring people together.
Yeah.
How do we use that in a legacy business?
Oh, like there's so many ways. So even just when I brought these people together, and some of them, like there's two finance people, I do finance, I had another finance lady, but we've all got differences and we just naturally started to want to collaborate. And I feel that it's because when you bring people together that are on a similar frequency, a similar conscious level, then naturally the business conversations will come about and evolve. And even with Gareth, when Gareth facilitated the finding gold exercise, and I kept going back to my authors and saying, what was it that you found from that exercise? And we kept going back to it, and it actually transformed the whole trajectory of the book. Because then we said, okay, we're going to start writing about our childhood first. And then we all came up with a purpose statement. And on the back cover of my book, and I haven't got it here, but I've got like a little printout of it. But what we've done is we've got a childhood photo of all of us authors. And it's got what our purpose is. So just a statement, like, for example, I've got Aldwyn Alchini in it, and hers is stand up, speak up. So there's a photo of her as a child, stand up, speak up. And that's what she used to do as a kid, And mine is, it starts with you, because it does start with you. Like, it's up to you to determine what your purpose is and decide whether you want to really step into that. It's not all that easy. There's a lot to overcome to step into that. And it's our world doesn't seem to be supportive at the moment of people really stepping into our purpose. For instance, I've done a science degree before I did my finance, and then I've done traditional finance. And a lot of people say to me, well, why don't you just do your financial planning still? You know, why don't you just do that? What are you doing this for? They don't understand it. They don't understand that it's passion projects, and passion projects, if you do follow your passion, it does bring the money. It does. It might not straight away, but it does end up doing that. And it creates so much more. It creates a business and a life on your terms that you truly love. And how many people can say that, Rose?
No, not a lot of us actually. I mean, trying to find your purpose in life can be quite a challenge
Mm.
when we, don't know what that is because we've been sort of, I guess, brainwashed, educated.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
we put our wants and needs, second, and so we never
Yeah.
really. Some of us never find our purpose.
I know. It's a real shame. It's a real shame. But I guess I was blessed to be brought up with a father who was very much on purpose. My father was really, I write about this in the book, and I thought that everyone grew up like this, as you do as
Mm.
kids. And my dad was always happy, joyful, fulfilled. I could probably count on one hand how many times he got aggro in his life. But he died very suddenly at only age 53. And I guess I took for granted how he was and what he taught us. He taught us that we get one chance. It can be taken so quickly at any time without any notice. So my father had no chance to say goodbye,
Mm.
um, no chance to say goodbye to anyone. It was actually he died pretty much instantaneously. They told us, but I know that he would have had absolutely no regrets. Probably only, he would have wanted to live longer, of course. Um, but he would have had no regrets, Rose. Like, and not many people can say that.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Leanne, how can being on purpose? How can we create more profit if we are working, on purpose?
Yeah, it's a good question, Rose. I really like it. A lot of people ask that. And the thing is, when you are on purpose and you're following your alignment, you get, so in business, for example, you will attract clients that are more aligned to you. So if you're, for instance, when I do my book projects, I attract businesses, I attract the legacy business builders, right? Um, so you attract people that are at a similar conscious level to you. The I see people that are on purpose, they're happy, they're fulfilled, the doors start flying open for them. But they know which ones to go for. So they're not going zigzagging all over the place. Like, they know. So, for example, my son, when he got into Sydney when he was 17 years old, and I said to him, look, why don't you just take a 1 year gap year before you move down there? Because we had to get him an apartment. He was only 17. He couldn't sign a lease. There were all these logistical issues. And, I was really concerned. And he went into his intuition and he said to me, Mum, I have to go this year. So it's about really listening to your intuition and really being in touch and really being strong in yourself and knowing yourself and being unshakable. And I said to him, are you sure? We knew that he could work here for a year, save up a lot of money, and then go down. He said, I know I have to go down now. But he couldn't tell me why, Rose. He couldn't tell me why. It was a very strong intuitive thing. So we went down and he was studying full time. He's just about to graduate now. But he went down and he was teaching one class a week as well as studying. He was teaching one dance class a week. That was January last year. By June, he was teaching 19 classes a week.
Wow.
The doors just open. He's completely on purpose. He wants to be a dance teacher. That's the course he's doing. He loves it. They can see he loves it. They can see that's his purpose. The whole world's open up to him.
Yeah,
So these
so
are the sort of things I see happening when you're on purpose.
yeah, absolutely. But I guess being on purpose, will, as you say, attract the people that want to work with you, and obviously then you will have that profit in your business that a lot of, or all of us are looking for. We're not looking to work for pennies, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, I guess the question would be then, if you found your purpose and you're attracting all those like people and you're making the profit in your business, how can you share that wealth of knowledge, purpose, profit with others?
Yeah, I guess I see a lot of people that are very purposeful. They are at that consciousness level of collaborating and wanting to, um, operate at that serving level rather than the lower levels of just working for money. So they're at that level where they want to create impact. The mission is bigger than just making money per hour. They stand for, bigger things. They've got a mission in the world, and they
Yeah.
want to get that out, and that's part of it, and that's what drives them to it, so
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that, and I think I've bypassed the making money thing, and I think I've just gone straight to the service.
yeah. Well, it's hard as well, Rose, like that's where I guess my wealth strategist comes in, because I understand that it's a transition when you can find your purpose, and then you can go, well, how on earth am I going to do this, because I need this paycheck every fortnight, like, so there is, I've developed a roadmap through some of my programs of how to transition, and honestly, it's really individual because everyone's circumstances are different. I've seen this from working in the wealth space for the last 20 years. There are ways to do it, but I can't tell you what way, because everyone's circumstances are different, very, very different. So there's individual tailored strategies for people. And yes, working out the money, I believe, is a crucial factor in starting that, because if we don't have that cash flow, we stress out, and that takes us away from being creative and being on purpose.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you.
Mm.
Like, Leanne, it's been a pleasure. Where can people find you if they want to find out more about what you do, what you offer?
Yeah, sure. So we've just started up a weekly show on a Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's called the Legacy Spotlight Show. And that you can register for that. It's a free show to attend. You can register at www.legacyspotlight.com. When you register for that, you'll get some emails, you'll get a golden ticket to the show, and you can come along. And first, we're featuring our 11 authors from the Legacy Business Builders book. They're going to be talking about what they did and how they did it, the resilience that was required, all sorts of things. And you'll also have the opportunity to ask some questions and learn and implement from them. So that's a really good one for most people if they want to do that. We'll also have recordings available. So if you register, there'll be recordings sent out to you as well. If you can't make the actual show, you can always find me on LinkedIn, Leanne Clune. And I do have a Facebook page, Live Your Legacy Now. So
Yeah, I've put all those in the chat.
thank you.
It's all right. And yeah, just tell me a little bit more about. I know you've availed yourself of my online podcasting program. So tell me a little bit more about the podcast, or is this the show that you're going to be using, the Legacy Spot?
Yes, I'm going to learn from the expert, Rose. I'm going straight to the top, Rose. And, I had this idea that I wanted to really leverage this book because I feel it's important. And for me, it's a movement. And for me, this is my way of serving. And I thought, how can I get out there to as many people as I can? I can only do so many phone calls a day, and I was getting to the point where I couldn't fit everyone in. I'm going to do a show and we're going to feature different people every time, and people can come and learn. They can learn what it is. They can learn about legacy businesses, because I was getting a lot of questions around it. And every show will be different because it'll feature someone else, and together we all rise, right? Like, that is my big thing. Together we all rise in a group. So I decided I was going to do a show, and then I actually just came across that you have created a course to teach people how to do podcasts. I thought, well, that's perfect. So I've enrolled in that. So I will be your star student, Rose.
Absolutely. And so this website where the show is, it's www.legacyspotlight.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect. I want to make sure I got it right in the chat.
Thank
here.
you.
You can follow the link.
Thank you. Yes, because we want to put legacy builders, and purpose in the spotlight.
Perfect. Leanne, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing with us today about, being on purpose and how we can live our legacy now rather than wait for the future.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rose. And thank you for everything that you're doing today for all these business owners. I know it's been a huge day for you, and all that you do for business owners overall is just amazing.
Well, thank you. All right. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye. Well, that was Leanne Clune talking about legacy now, why you should be, living your purpose now and not waiting for the future. And, if you haven't found your purpose, then maybe you need to, find a coach, Leanne, to help you to find what your purpose is and get you where you need to be to fulfill your dreams and live the life that you deserve. Thank you for joining us at the Talking with the Experts Online Business Summit. I'm Rose Davidson, and it's been an honour to host this incredible event. We hope you found the insights and strategies shared by our esteemed speaker valuable. Remember, your journey to success doesn't end here. Keep applying what you've learned, stay connected with our community, and continue to push boundaries of your business. Until next time, keep thriving and striving for excellence. Goodbye, and see you at our next summit.